Hey guys, welcome back to the Cool It Podcast. Welcome back to another match preview. Guys, before we get started on the match preview and we talk about Barcelona's game tomorrow, guys, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. Everything is posted down below in the description. Go check us out. We are on TikTok, on Instagram. We're basically on every social media platform. So if you guys want to stay tuned, up to date with the channel and everything that we're doing, make sure to go follow us over there. But guys, let's just get straight into it and let's talk about Barcelona's game tomorrow against Real Sociedad. First, these are the times right around the world in which you guys can watch the game. The game is going to be played at 9 p.m. local time, and so you guys can check it out. Where to watch, at what time to watch the match, and then guys, if we go a little bit further down, these are the channels and the websites in which you guys can watch the game based on the country that you are in. But you guys can go check this out on the Barcelona website. But let's now talk about the game. Barcelona is going to be playing against Real Sociedad tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I am on the west coast of the United States, but this is Barcelona's rumored lineup for the game. You have Ter Stegen in goal, Cancelo at right back, Araujo in the right center back, Inigo Martinez, Balde, Gavi Gundogan, and Fermin Lopez in the midfield. And up top, we're going to have Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Joao Felix. This is actually a huge boost to the squad because these two players, both Rafinha and Lewandowski, they did come on a Clasico, but they did not come at the level. They weren't ready for a Clasico. However, with this like week break in which we didn't have a midweek game, the players were able to train, and get a little bit back up to speed. But it's most likely that Lewandowski and Rafinha they are going to start this game, and I think this is the best lineup. There were some rumors that Joao Cancelo could be rested for this game. However, I don't think so. This is a must-win game because as you guys can see, when we look at right here, Real Sociedad is fifth. They're currently 5 points behind Barcelona, but if they win the game, they're going to cut that distance to two. And then when we look at the top, we were already 4 points behind Real Madrid. Girona is in second place, and Atletico Madrid are in third with 1 point ahead of us. And so this makes this game like a must-win game. And on top of that, we're going to a stadium that's been hard to win over recent seasons. When we look at our head-to-head record, we have won uh, the majority of the games, but we're also they do make it difficult, and they did beat us in the Camp Nou last season. When we look at Real Sociedad's form this season, look at that, guys: draw, win, loss, draw, win, 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 loss, win. But guys, look at who Real Sociedad is losing to. They lost to Real Madrid in the Bernabeu 2-1, and then they lost in the Wanda 2-1 as well. And then we look at the most recent fixtures, they beat Benfica, they tied against Rayo Vallecano, and they just got a win in the Copa del Rey against Buñol. I'm guessing it's like a third division team or something like that. But when you look at Real Sociedad's form, they are in flying form insofar in La Liga. They've been absolutely great, and the only teams that they lost to were really strong teams in both Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. And so this is going to be a tough test for Barcelona, and I want Barcelona to go out and basically super high intensity and basically eat the pitch and demolish the opponents. Because looking at Gundogan's words, which we are going to talk about, um, let me just bring it up. Right here, Gundogan's words: "We are all here to win, and we all agree with what he said. We are Barca, and we know what it means to be here." Continuing, Gundogan's culture is different, and we can learn from it. A few days ago, Bayern lost, and Müller came out saying that they didn't play well and they need to improve. This is their mentality. I'm loving the auto criticism and the self awareness that Xavi and the club is having. Because guys, when Gundogan said those words, that's basically saying, I expected the dressing room to be angry, and I didn't like the reaction the squad had. I think that's fantastic news because Barcelona is one of the biggest clubs, and if not the biggest club in the world, and our standards need to reflect that. If Barcelona they don't play well and they basically have the performance that they did against Real Madrid, where you're dominating Real Madrid, but then you crumble at the last couple of minutes, that's not acceptable, and you have to improve. And so I'm glad that Xavi's realizing that. And Xavi's basically said, I'm angry and we're going to Real Sociedad to win. I want that mentality. I want Barcelona to put in a fantastic performance and basically put away what happened last weekend against Real Madrid. I want that to be forgotten, and just basically just be thrown away. But guys, when we're talking about tomorrow's match, there's one huge boost that we're receiving. No, well, actually two. First, it's the return of our star boy Pedri. Pedri has received the medical green light, and he is going to be in the squad for tomorrow's match against Real Sociedad. But guys, as you guys can see, look at this. Kunde, he's also going to be in the squad. However, both of these players, I don't think that they're going to start the match, and I don't think that they should. I think Inigo Martinez, Christensen, and Araujo, I think they should be the starting center backs. Whether Xavi goes for that three in the back, that is going to be decided, because that system that did work well in the first half against Real Madrid, and if it wasn't for that capitulation in the second half, we would have gotten away with a victory. And so it's going to be interesting to see whether Xavi wants to go with that three-man defense. I mean, three solid center backs in the back, and then maybe bring on Kunde just to give him some minutes. But definitely, we have to keep in mind that we have two huge boosts to the squad, and hopefully both of these players, they do get some minutes, maybe like 20, 15 minutes, something like that. I don't want to rush Pedri back whatsoever, guys. There were some rumors and there were some reports that were basically saying that Pedri was ready to play for El Clasico, but he himself said, you know what? I'm not feeling it 100%, even though I could get the medical green light from the doctors, from Barcelona's medical staff. My sensations, my gut feeling is that I'm not feeling it 100%. And I'm 100% behind that, because if the player isn't feeling it 100%, he should not be playing, because then we get what happened in El Clasico, where Lewandowski and Rafinha, they come back and they're not at the level required, and they harm the team rather than benefit them. And so I do hope that Pedri is able to get some minutes just to recover his level. But talking about Pedri, one thing that we are going to have to keep in mind is that we are going to have to be very careful of the minutes we give Pedri, because compared to, for example, a couple seasons ago, where we didn't have the quality to replace Pedri, we do now. We have basically a world class midfield in with Gundogan, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Frankie, Pedri, and then you bring in Order Romeo in there just as a stopgap. But we do have replacements if a player goes down injured. Fermin Lopez is the most obvious replacement for Pedri, who likes to play in that advanced role and able to offer those runs into the box. And so Barcelona and Xavi, they are going to have to be very careful with managing Pedri's minutes, because we want Pedri to be available for the biggest of matches, especially the Clasico and all the Champions League games. But guys, last I wanted to talk about some Frankie De Jong, because Frankie De Jong, it was rumored that he was going to be playing this game, but it turns out that it's not the case. Breaking, the idea is that Frankie De Jong will return against Rayo Vallecano on November 25th. He will not be available against Shakhtar and Alaves. And so that I wonder if Frankie De Jong has experienced a setback, and because people were saying that he was going to be ready to play El Clasico, he was going to be forced to play El Clasico, but he was going to be ready for this game against Real Sociedad. But that does not appear to be the case, and his recovery and his return has been postponed for about a week and a half, something like that. And so hopefully Frankie De Jong has not experienced a major relapse, and hopefully he can be back with us, because he is such an important player. But guys, once again, Barcelona, they're going to be playing against Real Sociedad. This is how the league tables goes. We're going to need a very good performance against a tough team, and hopefully we can get the 3 points and basically put on a performance to put away our sensations and that that bitter taste that we received against Real Madrid. But guys, let me know your match predictions. How do you guys think the game against Real Sociedad is going to go? And as always, guys, remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys all in the next video.